explain something.
What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. So if you read the title, you know we're doing something a little bit different today, something a little bit more fun, but before we get into that, I need to show you guys just one thing. Like, what is this? It's not even kind of winter, it's not kind of cold, it's just fully still winter here. So as you can see, it is still full-on winter here. We got another foot of snow 2 days ago, which is absolutely crazy, and it's basically been staying below zero, so it's not really going anywhere anytime soon. So I thought I would just show you guys that real quick to give you some context as to why the content isn't full-on detailing just yet, but in about 2 weeks it should be consistently above 10 degrees, which is going to be perfect. We can get the mobile business running as it's warm enough to do that, as well as, I haven't mentioned it on here on YouTube, but we're actually building a facility right now to house this detailing company, as well as a new detailing brand that we're going to be releasing in the next few months, which I am super excited to bring YouTube along for the ride from the very start, up until it's hopefully something possibly eventually worthwhile. So for today's video, I thought we would get a little bit experimental, a little bit destructive, start cutting some stuff up and see what we can make out of it. So our current paint correction process, other than wet sanding, is a wool rotary pad cut followed by a microfiber DA compound, and then we typically cycle that out, so we only have to use this black Lake Country microfiber polishing pad to really jewel the paint. If there is compound haze left over from your microfiber DA stage, this may not cut it, and a lot of people don't like this because it doesn't have really much cutting power at all. It's more so a jeweling pad in my opinion. Some others will disagree, but I was thinking, this is extremely soft. Is there any way that there could be a pad that is softer? And it got me thinking about the Eagle Edgeless towel from the Reg company, which is honestly probably the softest towel that I have ever used within detailing. Which means today's goal is to take a 500 GSM Eagle Edgeless towel from the Reg company and somehow adhere it to an existing polishing pad and use it to polish the paint on the work van. It probably won't work, it'll probably fail terribly, but we're gonna try for science. For those of you who haven't been formally introduced, the Eagle Edgeless is a 500 GSM 70/30 blend of South Korea's absolute finest microfiber. If there is something that you want to be touching your paint, it is this towel right here. And if any of you guys want to check any of these towels out, or even Lake Country pads, you can go onto theregcompany.com and use our promo code Chromatic10, or you can wait till Tuesdays and participate in Pad Tuesday, which is 20% off Lake Country pads every single Tuesday, which is amazing. There's 4 things that we're gonna need to try and put this together. The first, of course, is our Eagle Edgeless towel in blue. The second is a sacrificial pad to mold the Eagle Edgeless towel around. This is a super old Lake Country cutting pad. It's way past its due date, so we're gonna use this as the skeleton for our new Rag Company polishing pad. Third is some Super 77 from 3M. This is basically just spray glue. It's extremely sticky, extremely tacky, and it dries super quick, so it should be pretty good to attach this to the existing pad. And lastly, some scissors to cut off the excess once everything is solid in place. I think the best way to go about this is to take the Eagle Edgeless towel, lay it out, take our Lake Country pad, and then cut around it just so we have a smaller section of the towel and we don't have to waste all of this. That way we can fold it up around the edges of the Lake Country pad super clean, and then put something on the top of it to hold it down while our adhesive is drying. This is probably gonna be the first and last time that I'll voluntarily cut into one of my favorite microfiber towels, so let's just get this over with. And now we'll wait about 20 to 30 minutes. Just like that, it actually worked, and it kind of somewhat looks like something that might actually exist in reality, possibly the world's first Eagle Edgeless Microfiber polishing pad. Now, the reason we went with the spray glue is because if we went with a liquid glue and it started to harden in certain areas, there could be high points which would negatively affect the paint in a pretty serious way. This way, there's nothing, it's super soft all the way throughout, which means it's probably time to test it. So we're gonna grab LHR 15, throw the pad on it, probably throw some CarPro Reflect on it, polish the back doors on the van, and see if this thing can actually hold up or if it's gonna completely combust in a few spins on the polisher. So let's go check it out. You guys might be thinking that we already corrected and coated the entire van, but the truth is we're actually using a different consumer grade coating on every single major panel all the way around the van. In our actual business, we only use a couple different coatings exclusively, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to test a bunch of the consumer grade coatings that are available worldwide to you guys to show you how they stand up to long-term abuse. So coatings like G-Technic CSL, C-Quartz UK 3.0, Geon Synchro of course, etc, etc. So you can look out for those videos in weeks to come. So to get back to the polishing pad, both of these backdoor panels, they were rotary cut with a wool pad, and then I used a microfiber cutting pad on the DA and really cycled it out. So all they really need is a last little finesse with something super soft, like the pad that we just created. So we're gonna throw some CarPro Reflect on it and see what it can do. Of course we had to remove the polish residue with another Eagle Edgeless towel. Now the pad actually did work, which is super surprising. Because we cut around the edges, I thought that the microfibers would slowly fall away at a high speed, and at the start we did have a few casualties, but after about 10 or 15 seconds, it all stayed together and actually worked really well, which is super impressive and super fun in my opinion. It's very hard to tell on camera, especially on work van white, what kind of polishing power this has or finessing power. So when we're doing a darker colored vehicle later in the year, maybe I'll throw this on for a video and show you guys what it can do on paint that you'll actually notice a difference on. But I had a blast doing this. It's super fun when a joke comes together and actually works out decently well to create something that did, to some extent, work. The idea for this video came from the constant stream of questions and pondering online about what is the best cutting pad and compound and polishing pad and polish to get the best paint correction results. Everyone wants to know as if it's a hidden industry secret, when in reality, all you can really do is go out there, try everything, figure out what works the best for you, what works the most efficiently for you, and then stick with it. In our business, there's about 5 different products that we switch between depending on the hardness of the paint, but outside of those 5, it doesn't really go anywhere. Those work every time with incredible results, so we stick to them. In our personal detailing life, that's when we're willing to kind of switch it up, try new things. If something is amazing and it needs to replace one of those 5, we will take one out and put one in, just so there's not tons of products that we're dealing with on a daily basis. And we also get to try stupid stuff like this that shouldn't work, but it actually does. And that's kind of what makes detailing fun, just trying to figure it out what you like the most. As this video comes to a close, I just want to say one more time that you can log on to theragcompany.com and use our promo code chromatic10 to save yourself 10%, or you can wait till Tuesday and save yourself 20% off of all Lake Country microfiber or foam pads, which is an incredible deal. They're my absolute favorite, so I would highly suggest you picking up some of those. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.